All right, let's dive deep today. We're going to be tackling the bold strategies of AI consultant Elias Coulors.
This is fascinating because he's trying to help European companies, not just survive,
Yeah.
but thrive in this super fast-paced technology world.
It's true, and he's not just talking about it. He's got this whole strategic roadmap
Right.
to upgrade BSCH.
Yeah, BSC,
Gotcha.
everybody knows BSCH for their power tools,
Exactly.
but their reach is so much bigger than that.
Huge. So can even a company as giant as BSCH keep up with this crazy pace of change?
That's the question. And
Yeah.
to get to the bottom of that, we have to understand how massive BSCH is.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would be surprised.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we all have that green logo in our minds,
right.
but I don't know that we all know the sheer scale of what they do.
I mean, just going beyond those familiar consumer products, they're global, they're in automotive, tech, industrial solutions, even the Internet of Things. And their self-analysis shows that they're really invested in innovation. Like, they put 7.3 billion euros into research and development last year.
Wow, 7.3 billion. That's commitment.
Huge commitment.
Yeah.
But that reliance on the automotive sector,
Right.
that's over 60% of their revenue.
Oh, wow.
It makes them vulnerable,
Yeah.
especially with the rise of EVs and autonomous vehicles.
Right. It's like they're at this crossroads.
Exactly.
Like, what do they do? It makes me think of Porter's Five Forces.
Yeah.
Where do they stand in terms of competition?
One thing that really stands out is the bargaining tower of their buyers.
Oh, yeah.
Think about those big car manufacturers.
Right.
They can really put pressure on suppliers like BOSCH.
Yeah, that's true. Even the giants are not immune to that.
It's like this push and pull.
Yeah.
And to understand where BOCH is in their different product lines, Coulors uses the growth share matrix.
Get the stars and the cash cows and...
You remember that one?
Yeah.
So their EV components are emerging as stars, full of potential, and then you've got their traditional auto parts, which are those cash cows.
Right.
Then some question marks like healthcare technology.
Okay.
And I bet you can guess what the dogs would be.
The combustion engine stuff.
You got it.
Yeah.
And this is where Coulori's personal connection to BOCH
Oh, well.
gets really interesting.
He's not just some outside consultant.
Right.
He's got history.
Remember COBI?
Vaguely. Remind me.
That connected biking system.
Okay.
Coulors helped launch them like he did their market strategy. He wrote their website copy, and guess who acquired COBI a couple years later?
BOSCH?
BOCH.
Okay, so he's been there. He's seen it.
He has firsthand experience
Yeah.
with their operations and their culture, and now with BOSCH facing job cuts and restructuring, it's kind of like he's stepping in to help them navigate.
Wow, so how's he going to do that?
He's divided his recommendations into two main categories: obvious strategies
Okay.
and creative strategies.
Interesting. What's the difference?
Well, the obvious strategies are those that when you look at BOCH's strengths in the market context make perfect sense.
Okay.
But they're often overlooked because they might need some big changes or investments.
Oh, so obvious, but hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
AI-driven transformation.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it seems obvious given how much they spend on R&D.
And they're already leaders in that space.
Yeah, but to implement that across the board,
Right.
from product development to manufacturing to customer service, that's a big deal.
It's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Okay, what else is in this category?
EV component leadership.
Okay.
Makes sense given how dominant they are in the automotive world.
But they'd be competing with themselves in a way.
Yeah.
Right.
They'd have to invest heavily in new tech.
And ditch what's making the money now.
Exactly. It's a tough call.
Yeah, are there other obvious strategies?
Yeah, he says they need to consolidate their IoT platform.
Oh, that makes sense.
They've got all these internet-connected products.
That.
It's crucial to create a secure and unified ecosystem.
Security's key.
Yeah, and with all the data these devices are collecting.
Absolutely.
And given like the geopolitical stuff and BOCH's complex global supply chain, he also talks about building resilience, like diversifying sources and optimizing through AI
Yeah.
could really make a difference.
For sure. Any other strategies in this category?
He emphasizes focusing on talent development,
Okay.
recognizing how competitive it is to get AI and tech professionals.
Right.
And they already have 90,000 researchers.
Wow.
So upskilling their existing workforce is a smart move.
It's always good to invest in your people.
And finally, he pushes for them to really double down on sustainability.
I thought they were already carbon neutral.
They are.
Oh.
But he sees a chance for them to be real leaders in this space.
Oh, okay.
He wants them to expand their green technology portfolio and really align with this global shift towards environmental responsibility.
So it's not just about doing it.
Right.
It's about
Leading the charge.
being the leader.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But remember, these are just the obvious strategies.
Okay, so what about the creative strategy? I'm a little scared, but...
We'll get to those.
Okay.
Quantum biocomputing,
Oh, my goodness.
brain-computer interfaces.
Okay, you're really getting my attention.
He is thinking way outside the box.
Yeah.
He's a visionary.
Okay, well, let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and dive into those creative strategies.
Okay, so those creative strategies you mentioned.
Yes.
Sounds like Couillard is not afraid to, like, think big.
No, he is encouraging BOSCH and really other European companies
Right.
to embrace some pretty futuristic concepts.
Yeah.
Like one that really stands out is quantum-enhanced product development.
I'm going to need a quick ELI 5 on quantum computing.
Okay.
Because it's so complex.
It is complex, but basically,
spits at it?
instead of bits, like our regular computers, quantum computers use qubits.
Okay.
And those qubits, they can exist in multiple states at once.
Which lets them do calculations way faster than anything we have now.
Okay, so Couillard is saying BOSCH could use this
Yeah.
to design products.
Exactly. Imagine like running these super complex simulations to optimize everything from material science to product functionality.
But wouldn't these computers be super expensive and hard to get?
They are right now.
Okay,
But Couillard is thinking ahead.
right.
He thinks that adopting it early could give BOSCH a big advantage as quantum computing becomes more accessible.
Oh, so it's a long game.
It is.
Okay.
But it could pay off big time.
Yeah, what other creative strategies does he have?
Another cool one is biocomputing integration.
Biocomputing, you mean like using living things to compute?
Yeah.
Really?
It's a new field,
Wow.
but it's got huge potential.
Ah.
So Couillard is suggesting that using biological systems
Okay.
could really cut down on energy consumption.
So we're tapping into nature's efficiency.
Exactly.
I am picturing like little bacteria solving equations.
It might sound like sci-fi, but researchers are working on it.
Wow.
And for a company like BOSCH, with their focus on sustainability and innovation, biocomputing really fits with their values.
Okay, my brain is starting to hurt a little bit, but in a good way.
Good.
What else?
Well, this one's really out there, brain-computer interface development.
Oh, wow. BCIs. I mean, they're everywhere now.
Yeah.
Is he thinking about this for their cars?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Imagine, like, BCI-enhanced driver assistance systems.
Wow.
Not just detecting drowsiness,
Right.
but actually monitoring the driver's cognitive state in real time.
So preventing accidents?
Yeah,
Or we're
yeah.
talking implants?
Not necessarily.
Right.
There are non-invasive BCI technologies
Right.
that use sensors to read brain activity.
Yeah.
And Couillard sees this as a way to anticipate and deal with potential risks before they even happen.
So it's like another layer of safety.
Exactly.
Okay, so these creative strategies, they're very future-focused,
Yeah,
but it sounds like they're based on a good understanding of emerging technologies.
absolutely. But Couillard doesn't stop there.
Okay.
He outlines 18 very specific product and service ideas.
18.
Yeah.
Okay, lay it on me. What are some of the big ones?
Okay, let's start with one that's really about the personal experience. Emotion-responsive interior lighting for cars.
Wait, how would a car know my mood?
Think advanced biosensors
Okay.
integrated into the car's interior.
Uh-huh.
Imagine the lighting adjusting to your mood,
Oh, wow.
shifting to calming blues and greens if you're stressed,
That's cool.
or energizing yellows and oranges if you need a pick-me-up.
I could definitely use that during rush hour.
Okay, how about this one? AR-assisted DIY goggles.
Oh, cool. What would those do?
So you're working on a home improvement project,
Yeah.
and these goggles, they project step-by-step instructions.
Right on your field of vision.
Right there.
That's awesome.
No more flipping through manuals or trying to see diagrams.
Like having a virtual assistant right there.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Okay, what else?
Okay, this one's a little spy movie-ish gesture-activated lock control.
Oh, very high tech.
It would use quantum encrypted protocols
Okay.
to recognize your unique 3D gesture patterns,
Uh-huh.
so you can unlock a door just by moving your hand.
So no more keys, no more remembering codes.
Exactly.
But how secure would that be?
Because it's quantum encrypted, it'd be almost impossible to hack or copy.
Wow. Okay, what else?
How about a modular smart home hub?
Okay.
It's a central hub that controls your whole connected home,
Yeah.
but it has these hot swappable quantum processing modules,
Not swappable.
so you could upgrade your processing power.
Like RAM in your computer.
Exactly. And it would have self-diagnostics,
Okay.
quantum-secured communications, and even predictive maintenance AI.
That is taking smart home tech to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Okay, give me
Okay.
that more.
This one might be a little controversial, but I think it's worth talking about advanced driver emotion detection system.
That sounds intense.
It would use brainwave pattern recognition, micro-expression analysis, voice stress analysis,
Wow.
to make this real-time emotional map of the driver.
So it's not just detecting drowsiness.
No.
It's like understanding everything the driver's feeling.
Yeah, the whole range of emotions.
Right.
The goal is to prevent accidents.
Right.
By proactively dealing with risks. Like, imagine if it detects extreme stress or anger and suggests a break or adjusts the cabin to calm the driver down.
That's incredible. But I can see people being concerned about privacy.
Yeah, you're right. The ethical side of this would have to be considered very carefully.
Yeah. Okay, these are blowing my mind, and there are 13 more.
13 more.
I can't wait to hear the rest. Okay, so we've only scratched the surface of these 18 innovations.
Yeah.
And I'm already blown away by Kalura's thinking.
He really has.
Yeah.
Like, he's thought of everything.
So we've got a car that knows my mood
Right.
and goggles that guide me through DIY projects.
Yeah.
What else is in this treasure trove of ideas?
Well, let's talk laundry. Coolers has this idea for a laundry water recycling unit
Okay.
that uses quantum filtration
Uh-huh.
for like molecular level water purification
So you're saying I could reuse the same water over and over again?
in a closed loop system.
Wow.
The system's always filtering and monitoring the water
That's amazing.
to make sure it stays top quality.
That's a huge win for sustainability.
Absolutely.
And it could save people a ton of money on their water bills.
And speaking of saving money,
Yeah.
Coolors also has some ideas for those BOSCH power tools.
Okay.
He proposes AI-driven tool calibration.
So the tools would, like, calibrate themselves.
Exactly.
Oh.
They'd use quantum material analysis
Okay.
and learn from your usage patterns to really fine-tune their performance.
So no more fiddling with settings?
Nope.
Awesome.
And then for added security around the house,
Okay.
a biometric doorbell with emotion detection.
Is this doorbell gonna, like, judge my mood?
Not exactly. It's
Right.
more about enhancing security. By analyzing the emotional intent of visitors,
Okay.
it would combine quantum-enhanced facial recognition with emotional analysis.
So it could tell if someone was a threat
Potentially. Yeah.
based on their facial expressions and body language? It's
Exactly.
like an extra layer of security.
It's about understanding the context.
Wow.
And for construction, he has an idea for eco-efficient building blocks.
Okay.
They're smart building materials
Oh, yeah.
with quantum-powered thermal regulation
So they could, like, adjust their temperature?
to save energy.
Wow.
And they could even harvest energy from the environment.
So it's like a building that can think for itself.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's amazing. Okay, what else?
And last but not least, he tackles one of the most annoying things about electronics.
Breaking down.
Yeah, breaking down.
Yeah.
He proposes a self-repairing electronics coating.
Oh my gosh, please tell me this is real.
It's a concept.
Okay.
But imagine a coating that could automatically repair damage to circuits.
At a microscopic level.
Yes.
So no more planned obsolescence.
Maybe not.
And no more expensive repairs.
It could be a big change for the electronics industry.
My wallet is already thanking Coolors.
I know, right?
These 18 innovations are mind-blowing.
Mm.
It's so clear that Coolors has really thought about how BSCH can not just keep up with the future, but actually shape it.
Yeah, he's a visionary. And what's inspiring is that even if not all these ideas become reality,
Right.
the way he's thinking challenges us to think bigger and bolder.
It's a good reminder that even giants like BSCH can evolve and innovate
Absolutely.
if they're willing to embrace new possibilities.
And these ideas, they're not limited to BOCH
Yeah.
or even the automotive industry.
Right, they apply to everyone.
They could spark innovation anywhere.
That's such a good point.
No.
This is a call to action for all of us, no matter what we do,
Yeah.
to think about how AI and these emerging technologies could change our work and our world.
And that's really the biggest takeaway from our deep dive today. Coolors is giving us a glimpse into a future where tech is used to solve real problems, to make our lives better,
Yeah.
to create a more sustainable world.
It's a future worth fighting for.
Absolutely.
So a huge thanks to Elias Coolors for pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And for our listeners, if you want to learn more about Coolors' work, you can find him online at eliascoolors.com. or connect with him on YouTube, LinkedIn, or email him at elias.couleurs@gmail.com.
And until next time,
Keep exploring
keep questioning.
and keep innovating.